is short and sweet. I am just creating this video for my own peace of mind, for documentation purposes, what they call that, insurance. So, yeah. So this is just to conclude an intensive twin flame journey. I used to have a YouTube channel a long time ago, several platforms, that kind of coincided with my professionalism. And during those times, I've had to delete them due to the volume of attention that was finding its way to me from narcissists. As at the time, I was in a household full of narcissists, or those who are highly narcissistic. My true twin was extremely narcissistic. Then I met my karmic twin, who is the narcissist of narcissists. So during my journey, I've had to reestablish myself a plethora of times, as there have been several attempts to block me from pursuing who I really am and all that comes with moi. So I am so tired, world, of narcissism and those who are highly narcissistic. Now, my true divine partner, true twin, was also raised by narcissists. They were truly unaware. I was the expert. I am the expert. And so they were extremely narcissistic, and I endured things from them that I thought I would never endure. Our journey has been extremely extensive. We've been separated for a very, very long time, given the nature of their wounds and a plethora of things. And so when they finally returned to finally work on our dynamic, my karmic twin, which is also their karmic twin, we're Modaic twins, was in the picture. And so during this last 2 years, oh my gosh, oh my, shit. When my true twin came back in the mix, I was staying next door to my karmic twin, which is their karmic twin. Everything about our karmic twin is the contrast to who we really are, and everything we've endured, especially me, is a collective issue. And so when my true twin came back to finally face me to navigate the journey, some of his wounds were present, and it put us in a temporary polygamous dynamic with our karmic twin, which allowed my karmic twin to attach themselves to me intimately. Spiritually, I never had intercourse with them in the flesh. It was spiritual, and as my true twin rose up, they were attached. And so they rose up on the back of them. What does that mean? The same things that on a normal twin journey you may experience with your twin, my karmic twin had the ability to do, because they're also a warlock. And so my yoni, or my private area, they could pull on energetically. They had clairaudience, just like my twin. They could do things. They used to walk in the room with me. You know, a lot of twins go through this in the 5D realm, and so they could mimic. They could mimic my true twin. And so they came to me asking for healing, and that was a setup to circle my energy, because they are the narcissist, and they're my karmic twin. So there's a lot of things about them that resemble myself. So there was a lot of things to navigate, and they reside next door to me temporarily. And so they had a lot of psychopathy. So they came for my animals. Then my cats came, which, get ready, world, the lollies with my babies, they're all chosen. They're magical and mystical. Took down the whole neighborhood. Anyways, my fur children were instrumental, especially my first son, Jaxby Damien, who went against the narcissist originally, that contributed to the second narcissistic collapse. They've had several with me, but because they are such a powerhouse of darkness, If they're my karmic twin, and I'm the empath of empaths, the dark empath, and the Hyoka empath, they are the contrast, okay? And shit, you talk about evil Knievel. Oh, anyway. So, in the process, my fur children have been instrumental. All my fur children are chosen, so this puts animal advocacy on a different scale, all the way on a different scale. And then my cat kids came, which I have called them the lollies, starting with Tiger Curtis, who would bring messages, or people would say a spirit animal, to let me know, be aware, he's going to portray you. And the very next day it happened. And then every time Tiger would bring something to me, it would happen. And so because it's extremely spiritual, my cats in particular were beyond instrumental in the collapse of this narcissist of narcissists. Because in the time period, they've called the police on me. And I'm putting this on camera because the police officers will be held accountable. It was a 3-to-1 ratio, 3 officers on me, 1 on them when they were the antagonizer. So the police force needs healing so they can identify narcissism. In my experience, because I am the healer of healers, a lot of those officers themselves were a product of narcissistic abuse. So when they go into the field, they're being re-triggered. That's a whole different conversation. Okay, their birth sister, stepsister, R. McDaniel, will be held accountable because I came to her. She was the landlord. I came to her when he was doing things and she ignored me. I came to her as a professional. I came to her as a healer, and I came to her as their landlord and sister, and she never intervened when the evidence was there. She knew what they were doing, and she said, quote unquote, I believe you, and never intervened. In the time after that, they killed my cat daughter Minnie because there's some associations to some things that he may have done to a human female that relates back to Minnie. He said to me, quote unquote, women are my addiction, and in my time up against them, I've seen a lot of women around them that could clearly resemble being under hypnosis or being under some type of possession. I have seen the devil. Truly, I have seen the devil. There's nothing about that that's not real. The police officers were terrified of him. So it was me and my fur children who had to be instrumental in transmuting that energy to expose them, because the things that I've endured, they've touched my property several times, and they're on camera, but because where I'm at, they're narcissists, and narcissists support other narcissists. So even though they had evidence, they would never give it to me to support me. However, it's a new dawn and it's a new day. All those who were a witness to what I've endured with this narcissist, Jay Hubbard, will be held accountable because they seen him antagonizing my animals. They seen him blow up at me. They've seen the yelling. They've seen that. There's so much that he's done with no evidence, and that is where those who work in the spiritual world are necessary to reshift the approach to narcissism, because so much is spiritual that in a court of law, a judge would say there's no evidence. That's circumstantial. Okay, well, let it be circumstantial when you see bodies popping up, when you see this and this and this. Let it still be circumstantial. That helps me advocate for the psychics and the mediums who are truly gifted like myself, who have these abilities. Because damn it, world, I'm so tired of narcissism. I don't know what to do with myself. It just makes me want to scream, truly. So all those who were part of this journey and who witnessed what I endured, my true twin, G. Kramer, for not listening to me. Past life stuff, he never listened to me. Came back with his wounds and fed me to the devil. Yeah, you're going to be held accountable. C. Adams, B. Adams, A. Adams, R. Adams, C. Adams Jr. I already said R. McDaniel. These are all those who were around and witnessed what he did. Seen it with their own eyes and walked away. Another issue. No. So, those who are in a space of dealing with narcissism, in my experience, all these tight ropes that we endure over that, having to make all these accommodations, don't do this with the narcissist, go no contact, blah, blah, blah. In my experience, I couldn't go no contact. Number one, they live next door to me. Number two, they're my karmic twin attached to me temporarily. They have clear audience, so they hear everything that I do. So I cannot go no contact because they can hear me in my own space through clear audience. So this is how I'm taking them down, through an alternative approach, and let the seeds go where they may go and do what they may do. And all my fur children who have been instrumental in this process, Jaxby Damien, Zoe Esperanza, Zena Azalea, Minnie Tangeray, who was a part of the battle, who was killed in the process to expose this devil, Tiger Curtis, Coffee, Coco Chanel, Jungle, Zaza Zahara, Mr. Portier, Georgie Porgy, Jasper, and Armando Thunderbolt, and Atticus Roxby, and Rudy. Rudy was my raccoon son that came in and, Mama, he's a thief, Mama, he's a thief. And every time Rudy came in, he touched my property again, but there's no physical evidence. But left notes, left evidence to let me know, yep, I came and touched your shit again. Oh, it's over, world. Hold him accountable. Jonathan Hubbard, Jay Hubbard. This is not harassment, this is not slander, this is real. Because the amount of laws that they broke and manipulated the police force, calling the police and giving a false report. And how many narcissists do this? I've endured so many narcissists. You know how many times the police have been called on me, world? For what they did? The antagonizer? No ma'am, no sir, no. Done with this shit. I mean, using police resources off of a lie, harassing me, saying to the neighbors that I'm pushing up on them, lies. They manipulated things to get content from me when they were trying to, quote unquote, be interested in me. Let's see what else. Pathology, harming animals, harming my animals, and continuing to do it, and people seeing them do it and turning their heads. We have psychopathy. We have antisocial personality disorder. We have a plethora of psychological impairments, in addition to spiritual things that they have the ability to do, because they are a warlock, the narcissist of narcissists. So they do have certain ranking in the spiritual world, which is very real. But energy doesn't lie, and my energy is very, very high. So they've had black eyes, mal de ojo, and 1 minute one way, and then they switch and their eyes go black, and projected things onto me, and I've endured black magic through them. I'm a witch of light, not of darkness, not a bruja. That darkness, no, bruja, that lightness. And so the shit I've endured, world, damn. So this is how we end narcissism. We're not going to continue to make all these asinine accommodations. It's energy. And a lot of people who talk about narcissistic abuse and surviving narcissists, they don't speak of energy. So true energy transmutation and transference is what I do. So yeah, the only way they were able to attach to my body is because my true twin came back in, and because they are also his karmic twin, they attached to the back of him and slid their way into my body. But they're about to be out of my body when they get ready to have this massive tower hitting that ass. Because I am tired of them pulling on my body. I'm tired of them pulling on my privates. I'm tired of them having one of their narcissistic rages and choke me in my sleep in the spiritual world. That is very real. We have incubuses and succubuses, and that is real. I am so sick of this shit. I don't know what to do. So it's time for my karmic twin to go in that grave. Tower time, night, This chapter is closed for yours truly.